Hello everyone, happy Thursday. It's me Jenny and this is my random review type day. And I was struggling for something to review today. I really was because SourceFed hasn't really picked an anime and I haven't really been watching an ongoing anime at the moment. My book review is something that's I think quite complicated and I think I'll save for a Jenny Likes. Because that's a whole other thing. It's not a specific novel that I want to talk about what I've been reading recently. It's been very interesting and I think will be better suited to a Jenny Likes. I haven't really been watching that many ongoing TV series and the only one that I've really been actively watching has been Peggy Carter and yes, Agent Carter, and that is on a break this week, and also SourceFed have been covering it in such detail that I haven't really had anything new to say about it that they haven't already talked about. And I haven't been to the cinema since watching The Hobbit, so I was really struggling for things to think about, and I was thinking about talking about Peggy Carter, Agent Carter, and the more I've been thinking about that, I finally come up with a thing to talk about, which is the difference between short-running series and long-running series, and why I'm kind of getting more and more frustrated with long-running series. There's something that, as someone who lives in England, most of our TV series are a maximum of 11 to 12 episodes. A maximum. Like, that is kind of our, limit. Usually we don't go over that standard and then it changes the season. I think that's the same for a lot of European shows. The Killing, I think, is 5-6 episodes. Silent Witness, which was one of our long-running series, they do 3 double episodes per year. Sherlock, famously one of the more popular ones, they tend to do, obviously, 3 episodes per season or series, depending on whether or not using the American version or the English version. And I much prefer short-running series because when we're looking at things like Agent Carter versus Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I enjoy Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It took a long time to get off the ground. And I'm all for long-running character development, I'm all for universe building, but the world of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the Marvel universe, and the people who are watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the people who've watched the Marvel movies, they already know about the universe. Yes, it's a different perspective on the universe, but they already know about the universe, so the only thing that needs to really be introduced is the characters. And, you know, the rules of the universe are slightly changed, obviously, because it is a different perspective, but I found myself constantly frustrated through the first 6 to 8 episodes of season 1 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And when it finally started to get good, and it did start to get good, I was kind of already losing the will. A couple of the characters I liked, but I didn't really fall in love with them. I wasn't really empathising with them on a whole other level. And that's something that I find with a lot of series, like Arrow. I'm not the biggest fan of Arrow. I appreciate it for what it is. It's just one of those ones that I've never really liked the whole Batman vigilante type story, because hurting people for the sake of saving people is just a concept that I'm not really that fond of. But the trouble that I have with Arrow is that people are like, oh yeah, it takes a season and a half to get off the ground, or a season to settle down into what it's talking about. And a season for me is 2 seasons. It's 3 seasons. It's a long time when I've watched so many TV shows, so many miniseries that have got you in with the first episode. The first episode of Sherlock is a mini-film, and yet you're empathising with the characters from halfway through the first episode. You are loving it from the first episode. Doctor Who took a little while, but that's because they had different characters. They had to rebuild the universe. But you were still Rose. You immediately empathise with Rose. You immediately get to know Rose and love her character. And because it's a smaller cast, you have much fewer people to empathise with, so you can really get into it really quickly. And there's series that, even though, for example, Buffy, the episodes you think about, the ones that you are iconic to the series, are not really from season 1 and 2. Season 1 and 2, Monster of the Week, not really that much of the thing you think about when you think about the overall series. But in the first 2 seasons, you still like the plot lines, you're still enjoying watching it as a whole. You're not thinking, come on, get to the next episode and get good. Next episode, you'll get good. Please, next episode be good. And that's what I was thinking about while watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Peggy Carter is such a nice breath of fresh air because you start by liking the characters. You start by being invested in the plot and knowing what's going to happen and being enthusiastic about the concept. Same with Buffy, same with Firefly, same with Alias, which are some of my, favourite series, the ones that you like from the get-go. They sometimes take a while for them to be that iconic version of that series, but you get them. You're not desperately hoping, come on, get good. Please get good. Please be good soon. Which is something that I'm getting so frustrated with as someone who's always enjoyed short-running series. Yeah. So, sorry about that's a bit of a rant. I think this might be my first YouTube rant. Oh. Feeling all like I've let something out my system. It's very, it's very therapeutic. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on long-running series versus short-running series. There is a magic and a technique to getting you invested from the beginning, and I feel like a lot of these series that, yeah, they will get good, are just not worth watching most of the time, and it really frustrates me. Well, things like Agent Carter have got me from the beginning, and I'm happy. It may get crappy towards the end, but I'm happy at the moment, and because it's so short, they can really put more time into the storytelling and the plot, and it is a good series. Yeah, those are my thoughts. I'm sorry that I rambled on so long. Feel free to give me your opinions on short series versus long series, which is better, which is worse. What's your opinion on if a show starts off really, really, really slow, but then gets good? Is it worth watching the series all the way through? Or is it worth getting one of your friends to be like, start from episode 10? There we go. Feel free to comment and like and all of those things, and I'll see you guys all very soon. Bye guys.